bitch on that beat going crazy.
They've said that you can't do this to me. It don't matter. It's not gonna matter
because it's not. But because it's not legal, they can't go to the police. But because it's illegal, they're more afraid to go to the police. But if it was legal, I feel like more people would go to the police and come forward.
I would be willing to do a happy medium. I don't think we should legalize, but I do think that as far as the legal system goes, if somebody comes for help, you give them help, regardless of what they've done beforehand. If they're a prostitute, I don't give a fuck. Like, so what? If they got beat up, they got beat up. It doesn't matter what they were doing at the time. Like, male, woman, whatever it is, I feel like that should be the conversation. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think it should matter what they were choosing. It's like if you at a party, you drank too much and somebody raped you. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not going to help you because you were drunk. No. I got in a car with a John and he beat me to an inch of my life and I want to report him. It shouldn't matter that you were prostituting at the time. It should matter that you're saying someone hurt you and we're giving you help. I think that's where we need to be. Like, if we legalize it, I feel like it's giving an okie doke. I think we need to backtrack and look at our legal system and be like, look, why are these people not being helped, period? Because at the end of the day, they're human beings. They're citizens and they're human beings. Even if they weren't citizens, they're human beings. And they deserve help. Like, if somebody comes into you at police, what if they didn't say anything at all? They just said somebody beat me up. You rocking again. This shit's pitiful. And then you laugh like an old man. Old ass man.
Like, I felt her, she started leaning up like this. And I was just like, and then she was just like, and I'm like, she just wants to be close. No. So,
I do think bra is a good idea.
But I feel like telling a woman what she can and cannot do with her body, even if it's like street prostitution, makes you a bad feminist.
I disagree. I wouldn't want my daughter out here prostituting. Period. I don't think you want your daughter
Men out here, they also prostitute.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. I feel like I would not want my daughter or my son out here prostituting.
No one wants it, but if that's what someone wanted to do, why should you be like...
Because it's icky, and there's all kinds of STDs out here, and bad people, and rapists, and horrible people out here. We're not in the 1960s.
But
people kill people.
Some grown women and men, they enjoy doing that, and that's how
and
they make their money.
But I don't want them out on these streets. I'd rather them be in an establishment. Like, there should be a place for that. You know what I'm saying? That way they're protected.
You would rather them have a boss.
No, they don't have to have a boss. Like, okay, in Amsterdam, there are no bosses there. It's literally just an area where if that's what you want to do, you go there. You can register. That way, if something happens, people know who you are and you're protected. It's kind of like not a registry, but like that way, look, I work here. This is where I work. It's just like if something happens to you, if you want to report something, you have a legal standing. As far as like, I'm going to just stand on the corner and if I decide I'm going to label myself as a street worker or a prostitute, if they beat me up or maybe I beat them up, then it's like it's giving you a back and forth. Because they could lie and say, oh, well, this person beat me up. And I'm declaring myself a prostitute, so I should be covered. And then you have a back and forth because the person that is saying that they didn't do it, then what legal standing do they have?
Because it's illegal, people feel shame of doing it.
They should.
Some people feel shame, but some people feel
I understand that there's a lot of people that they feel like they have no other choice. No other choice.
A lot of people.
Some people are being forced to do this stuff.
Yes.
A lot of people are being forced, and a lot of people haven't been taught right, like haven't been raised right, so they don't know any better, and that's the only way, knowing how the world's going, this is the only way they know how to do it.
You can't say that because they're doing what they're doing that it's wrong.
Why not?
Because you can't judge someone. You don't know what someone has been through to get to where they are. That might be the best decision for them at that moment, and they may feel free doing that. We don't know the circumstances that got the person there to say it's wrong. That's an American thing that I'm thinking of.
I agree, but I mean that's the world. We've grown up in a time.
America is not the world.
No, I'm not saying the American way is the world. I'm just saying that people judge people all the time. I'm not judging these people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally just saying that we live in 2020 and there are monsters out here that kill and rape men and women regardless to whether it's legal or not. There's a lot of, you're not supposed to kill people, but they get killed every day. Just because they got health care and they legalize it don't mean that they're going to be safe. Like I said, back to the PFA. You get this PFA because they tell you this is what you do to protect yourself against this person that's not supposed to come around you. And what happens when they break that rule and they come around you? Their health care is not going to help you. Yes, you can file a report. You can say, hey, I have this person did it. But when they can't find them, then what? And what happens when they come around again and they finish the job?
It was just on the news a week or two ago that a female stripper, she was pregnant and she got killed because...
But see, here's my thing. If you're stripping somewhere, I feel like it should be like any other job. It should be like any other job because trust and believe these women and these men are working. That shit is not easy. They get up every day and they do what they do and it's hard. They should get health care, they should get benefits, and they should get protection.
Why should they get health care and the people on the street not get health care?
Because they're doing it in the street. They're not, it's a mental thing. It's like, these are the chances that you take when you go out in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
So if you decide that, hey, fuck the world, I'm going to go out here and take my chances, then you take your chances. What I am proposing is that we build things and places where they can be protected. And that they can go and say, hey, you know what, I'm down on my luck, I'm going to just go down here and I'm going to make my money and I ain't got to worry about nobody doing this because I'm going to have health care, I'm going to have protection, I can report whatever.
There is a state or two. I definitely know there's one state, but I don't know how many others or if it's just that one.
Las Vegas, prostitution is legal.
But prostitution and stripping, no, there's another state other than Las Vegas, but prostitution and stripping is legal and they have health insurance and everything.
People look at prostitutes and strippers like they're not people.
They are very much well people too.
Yes.
Just like you and I.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's not my argument. My
We should
argument
stop
not,
looking like a lot of
yeah, I
people
don't think,
look down.
I would never sit here and say that a prostitute's not a person ever. I don't even like calling them prostitutes, but I mean, we haven't come up with a better word. If I call them a streetwalker, it's still not going, sex worker or whatever you want to call it, I just want them protected in a way where it's not legal. Like, I don't want it to be something that young ladies are looking at, like, as a cop-out. Because there's so many other cop-outs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many other cop-outs for women and men. And we need more people to be like, yo, yeah, I can do that and make money. But I can also stay in school and do this. Or I can also study and do this. We need to make it so it's more accessible to people.
That
and
is
it's
true.
not like I have to have X amount of dollars to be able to be this. Or I have to go to
Exactly.
this school and I can't go to this school because I have to have that. We need to make more programs for any age, gender,
I was just thinking
whatever.
about the people that are already there, like
I feel like we
that
should have a
can't-
space for them.
that can't, like, that are already set in their ways, and they can't, like, we shouldn't have to talk them out of it because I don't say
That's their choice.
That's their
That's
choice.
their decision.
Mhm.
But if we want to keep them safe, I think if we're going to follow in suit and make something somewhat safe for them, we should make designated areas for that. Which is weird to say because it sounds like I'm putting them in a box. I'm just saying that way, A, you get health care. You make sure that they have housing, they get the testing and medical care that they need, and that they are able to report violent crimes against people who work in this area.
But this is America, and we know
It ain't
the
gonna
probability
work.
of this happening is close to 0 because they're like the rape kits in a lot of cities. They never get looked at.
You know what's funny? I look at all these different tests that they do, like a rapid test, and I'm like, okay, totally like it's a not another subject, but okay, I got strep like a year ago, and they have a rapid strep kit. Like, you know, they take you and they swab you, and 15, 20 minutes later they come back in and they tell you, hey, you got this. Why is it that we've never updated the rape kits? Like, why has no one looked into something that's
because they sit in local
right,
police precincts.
but we never hear them advertising or trying to hire more people to get through these kits. There are rape kits that are in there from like way back when that have never even seen the light of day. We need, like I said before, we need more people in there that can do these tests. We need more people that can dig through this paperwork and make sure that the people that are reporting these violent crimes and these sexual crimes get justice. There's people that are in jail right now for rape that didn't do it. They didn't do it. But their rape kit is sitting there collecting dust because we, A, don't have enough manpower to process all of these kits. Or just no one cares. Like, they just lost interest. They're just like, whatever. I mean, we'll get to it when we get to it. We have bigger fish to fry. There is no bigger fish to fry. That is the biggest. Like, violating someone's body in that way is the biggest.
So, speaking of the female body, like, why, what is it? Like, I don't understand why people feel uncomfortable with seeing a half-naked woman here in the United States.
Because they let half-naked men go around and they don't think that that's... I think what it is like...
Because people like seeing half-naked women only when they feel that it's okay for them to see a half-naked
It's a private thing. It's a privacy thing. We were all taught as kids and young ladies that, you know, those are your sexual parts. Men were not. Like...
Not even your sexual part, just skin in general. Some people get uncomfortable seeing skin on a woman. Like, oh, this woman is half-naked. Oh,
I
she's
feel like those
showing
are
so much
preferences.
skin.
I feel like those are preferences. I don't care about those people. Like, those are preferences. If y'all can go to a strip club and not be uncomfortable, then I don't understand what the problem is. Like, no, I'm not saying that we should have topless women running around. I would love to see that.
It's legal.
It is. But you're always going to get stares. Like I said, opinion. You're never going to change the opinion of some.
It's mostly older people that are
No, there's younger
uncomfortable.
people out here too that are going to be like, you're wrong. They may not say it, they may go along with the crowd for the minute, but they're not going to be alright with that. I'm going to tell you right now,
excited
I don't
about-
want to go to Denny's
I'm
with both of
excited.
y'all without your shirts on.
I'm excited
Like, I don't
about
wanna do that.
Generation Z, because Generation Z is after us, and they are so progressive, and I'm like, okay, I can get down with this generation. The gender fluidity, the freedom of sexuality, they're the ones who came up with all the other letters in the LGBT.
I'm gonna say something as a part of the LGBTQI. We acknowledge you all in your space and your life and your world. We love you.
The pronoun question is important because there are some people that can't fully look the way that they want to look.
Right, and I
how they
understand that.
feel.
And they should be able to announce themselves, or people should just be sensitive enough to ask. I think that's the problem, is that we are not letting these people own their bullshit. I want people to own up to their bullshit. You don't ever call somebody something that you don't think they want to be called. So if you're not sure, then maybe you should ask. This is an education thing. I've never gone up to somebody and been like, I'm just going to call them a he or she. I'm going to ask. You know, I understand the pronoun thing, but I feel like we're going too far. Like, you're making it more complicated. Like, everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to be comfortable in their skin. But if you make it too complicated, or you make people shamed for not understanding it.
But if you ask everyone their pronouns from the get-go, like when I apply for like conferences, they immediately ask what your pronoun is, so they can put it. Sometimes they put it on your name.
But then what if you don't understand the pronoun that they put down? Because there's been some times when I've gotten applications and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
That's an education experience for the person.
But I feel like people are making these things.